there's already kind of like a stereotype made for chain salon stylists. I didn't want that to be true for me. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Stylist Success Suite, a place for hairstylists and entrepreneurs looking to grow in their business, in their life with confidence. Today's video, I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of going from a chain salon to a suite. I thought I would do a video on this because I remember how terrifying it was to make this leap initially. I'm very much a risk taker. I just go for it and then deal with the consequences later. But that doesn't mean that I don't fear doing it ever. I remember just like doing so much research and like trying to figure out like, is this gonna be it? Like, is this the next move? So today's video is going to be all about that. So if you are looking to go into your own salon suite, if you're looking to finally boss up and, you know, be your own boss, then this video is for you, and hopefully it encourages you to do it, to take the leap. Okay, so why don't we start with the pros of going into a salon suite, because I do want you guys to get excited about it, because it is one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my career. So number one is going to be flexibility. What a relief it is to just not have to ask anybody, can I have the day off? Can I, you know, go on vacation? Can I leave early or whatever? There's just the flexibility of being your own boss and being in your own suite, because it's your space. It's great, you know. I remember having to fill out a form and making sure I could get my shift covered, and if I couldn't, then I couldn't take the day off, and that would like make my blood boil, because what am I working my butt off for every day that I come in if I can't have one day that I ask off, you know? So that was just one of my favorite things about going into my own suites. Not having to rely on anyone else, and just, you know, going in and being creative and wearing what you want to wear, like doing whatever you want to do in your own space. That is something that I was seeking for when I was in a chain salon. I wanted to be able to use the products that I was learning about or taking classes on, and I wanted to be able to come in with like a new pair of sneakers or shoes, and I couldn't, like things like that just, you know, they're small and in a sense, you know. And when you're working in a chain salon, you know, you kind of have to work together and be a team. And if there's one person that's like angry or whatever it is, then it really does, you know, spread around the room. Like that vibe spreads around the room. So having that flexibility is just amazing. Number two is charging more. One thing about working in a chain salon for me was I would do services and I would charge what I felt comfortable doing. A lot of the times when we're first starting off as hairstylists too, we're just like nervous to charge prices. We're just nervous. The register is intimidating to us. Like, we are ready to do hair, we are ready to just go in and be creative, but when it comes to charging the customer, we are like, especially starting off, because we're not very confident and we don't know how to, you know, show that confident side of us. So it is hard to charge people in a chain salon. One thing about going into my own suite was Alma and I, my business wife and I, we came from a chain salon, and so that already, you know, set the bar low for us. Like, we could have went in with higher prices off the bat, but I don't know if we were quite ready for that. It was already going to be such a big change for us to go from a chain salon to our own business. So we charged more, but not exactly as much as we wish we could have, because we already had our clientele for a few years. We didn't want to just like leave and just be like, peace out, we're out. You know, we weren't ready for all that yet. So now we are gradually raising our prices every year to eventually be where we should be. So charging more, you have that option to just put whatever price tag you need to put on your service. Now, that doesn't mean do a full foil and charge, you know, $600 because you feel like it. No. You need to know what you're doing. You need to feel confident in doing that, and you need to kind of scope out the area, look at your fellow hairstylists, look at your neighbors, check out the neighborhood. We're in a big building with a bunch of suites, so we kind of poked around and seen like what other people were charging, and for us, we were just like, that is insane, because we were just so used to being, you know, to charging our clients a low number. So definitely raise your prices when you go from the chain to a suite. Do your math, figure out how much you're going to be spending on the suite in terms of expenses when it comes to the products, the rent, capes, you know, everything that you could possibly think of that you would need to spend going into the suite on a monthly basis, weekly, yearly. Think about that number when you decide on what you're going to charge for your pricing. If you want help with any of that, just leave a comment down below and I can reach out to you and we can go over some formulas that I used when I was determining if I could afford to go into a salon suite. The third thing that I would say is a pro for going into a salon suite is privacy. It worked out in our favor because nobody wanted to be around a lot of people at once. So it was nice to just know, okay, we have one space, it's one-on-one, we have control of how the salon is cleaned, you know, to what extent we're sanitizing, and the rules. Like, there's just a lot more to control in a smaller space as opposed to a big space with a lot of people in it. So that definitely worked out in our favor. And then you're just alone, you're one-on-one, and people like that. I found that most of my clients definitely enjoyed being alone. I mean, like I said, COVID did help that situation, but I still feel like the type of clients that I have enjoyed that one-on-one interaction with me. And even when I was at the chain salon, it always felt that way. I tried to make it feel that way. If somebody was talking to me, like, I wasn't having conversations with people. Every guest that I had, you know, I treated them like if they were in the most luxurious salon ever. So I tried my best not to set the bar low for myself, because I knew that that wasn't where I was going to stay, and I wanted these people who were sitting in my chair to really enjoy their experience with me and to hopefully be able to block out the surrounding and just like really enjoy what I'm doing. So I would go in with nice head massages, and I would offer water bottles. Like, I remember buying cases of water and just offering them to my clients, because that's just things that I would want to do as a business owner. So I always had a business mindset when I worked at the chain salon. So regardless of what everyone else was doing, I made sure to do my best to make my guests feel comfortable. You know, there's already kind of like a stereotype made for chain salon stylists. I didn't want that to be true for me. I already knew that I had good work ethic. I knew that, you know, even just from being an assistant at another salon, it was a higher end salon, and that definitely helped me to see that side of things. So I'm not even sure if I wasn't a hair assistant before, if I would have went into it the same way, but I did. Another point on the privacy aspect of owning a suite, it's ties back into like wearing what you want and not having to feel like everybody's watching you, and your co-workers, clients who are a little bit different than yours are just judging you. And you know, you definitely can feel a lot more comfortable and, you know, relaxed. You can set the tone of the atmosphere. You can have your own music playing, which is nice too. So that's definitely pro number 3. So I'm gonna go into 3 cons, and like I said before, if you guys have more questions or you want any advice on taking the leap into going into a salon suite, please leave a comment down below and I will be happy to talk to you guys about it and my experience and help you with whatever I can. I also thought about doing like a legal version of going into a salon suite, so like the tax part of it. That is not my expertise, but I have learned a lot about it over the last year, and I have paid a lot because of things that we didn't necessarily do to begin with. So if that's a video you want to see too, just let me know down below and I'll come up with that for the next time. Okay, so the first con of owning your own salon suite is going to be responsibility. So just as much as it's nice to have that freedom, it's also your job to be on your behind to make sure you're doing your part. Make sure the numbers are right, and if you have a friend that's great at math, try going into the suite with her. So responsibility, you have to make sure you are on time. You have to make sure that you are professional, that you're not just sleeping in between clients. You need to be on top of your ish, okay? You need to make sure that you are stocked up on your stuff. You need to make sure, you know, all of the things that working at a chain salon was for you, in terms of making sure you're hitting your goals and making sure you're hitting commission and making sure you're selling retail. Like, these are all things that you're not going to have anymore. There's not anyone else there to be on top of you about doing your part and bringing in what you should be bringing in. And this goes back into knowing your numbers. So I knew enough to begin the business. I knew enough in the beginning to know my expenses and how much I needed to make to afford going into a suite. Like, I made sure of that. And I'm not the worst at math, but if someone likes it, go for it, because I don't like it, but I will do it if I have to. So there's a lot more responsibility. So if you do not have that willpower in you, then that is something that you should be working towards before you go into your suite, because if you just slack off there, then you're not going to make enough to survive in your salon suite, and you'll have to probably end up going back to working for somebody else. So that's that. Con number 2 is that it is expensive. It's very expensive, and coming from a chain salon, so I'm talking to you chain salon gals or guys, we are already used to charging low, and we are already used to just like the company taking out what they need to take out for their portion of the commission. We were getting paid hourly as well, so it's like we had it kind of good, you know, we did. But at the same time, we didn't, because is it worth your sanity, and is it worth, you know, your growth to just have this stuff taken care of for you, where you don't have to worry about what you're getting paid as long as you're working this amount of hours? Like, that's nice, but it's also nicer when you can make more than that and you can take home more than that. So it is expensive, and things add up very quickly, things that you don't think about when you're going into the salon. So this is when you need to really know what your expenses are. So CPAs, taxes, rent. My Salon Suites is nice because the rent just covers everything. There's no additional fees on top of what it is for the week. Starting off at a chain salon, you can just go in and work, and you don't have to worry about paying rent. You just pay the company your portion of whatever you make for the end of the week, and that is it. So there's a lot more to consider when going into a salon suite. The portion of your check that you would pay towards the company technically will be what you pay towards your business. So you have more control on your profit margin, so you can just, you know, try your best to spend less to be able to make some profit. Your first year, it's a famous saying, you will not make a profit in your first year, and some people do, and great. And maybe if we didn't start at the chain salon, then we would be considered well off with that too, but we did, and so the price point was a lot lower. All right, and the last con of owning your own salon suite is going to be the marketing. Marketing, though, for a lot of people isn't very fun. So you have to do that all on your own. You have to take the pictures and you have to get used to social media. If you're not used to it, it is very helpful in terms of marketing for your business to learn how to work Instagram and take your photos and make sure you have good lighting and all of these things. So for a lot of people, I know that that is not the funnest part of it, but you can do it. And working at a chain salon, they market for you. They send out their emails, they send out flyers, they come up with coupons, and they come up with all these things for you, and they just tell you what to do and you do it. So that's not the case. Being your own boss, you have to, you know, learn, do your own research on marketing and figure out who should I be marketing to, how to utilize ads on Facebook or Instagram and things like that. So that is something you'll have to do. All right, so the kids are up, their nap is over, I'm taking too long. So the last con was marketing, and that just means you have to spend more time marketing for yourself. So that's something that you probably didn't have to do back at the chain salon. So, you know, you can, if you're there now, start getting into that habit. Just put in your bio what you want to specialize, what you want to see more of in your chair, and people who are searching for that type of service will find you. And you don't necessarily need to put the name of the chain salon that you're working for. That's not really necessary. You're not getting paid to market for them, so you market for yourself. You're your own boss. As a hairstylist, we are already entrepreneurs once we graduate from cosmetology school. So hype yourself up, take your photos. No matter what anyone else is doing in the salon that you're at now, make sure that you are focused on growing yourself and and making sure that you get the clients that you actually want to see in your chair. So just because you are taking walk-ins, technically, somebody can walk in for you because they found you online. So for a recap, my 3 pros is going to be your flexibility, you can charge more, and you have a lot more privacy. And then my 3 cons is going to be more responsibility, it is expensive, and you have to work on your marketing skills if you do not have them already. So that is it for today. The kids are ready to go now. That was good. I'm glad I finished this video today. So this is a lot harder with 2 kids, and I thought this was hard when AJ was my only son. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like this, or you have any questions about what I went over today, please leave a comment down below. Subscribe to my channel, please. This will encourage me to keep it going because it is very hard to plan anything for myself right now, and this is something I really do enjoy doing. I hope that this video encourages you to go into a salon suite. It is the best decision I have made in this career. It's kind of a stepping stone for me to go into further goals and things that I want to do in my life now. So I wouldn't have done it any other way. And you guys heard what I had to say today about it. So I think definitely the pros win the cons. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Bye.